Welcome back to the C Space Studio at CES 2023. I'm your host, James Kotecki, and we're talking right now with Cathy Oh, Global Head of Marketing, Samsung Ads. Cathy, welcome back to the C Space Studio.
Thanks for having me, James. It's so great to be back.
Always great to talk with you. And for those watching who have not had the benefit of our past conversations, let's catch everyone up on just kind of the scope, the snapshot of Samsung Ads. What are some numbers and just ground us in reality?
Well, Samsung Ads is the advertising arm of Samsung Electronics. We are excited to share that we are across 70 million TVs now, reaching 120 million consumers.
Congratulations.
So we're the #1 smart TV data set. And what's really exciting, especially with the dynamic year ahead, is that we're driving proven results. So we are going to be doing that in a trusted, brand-safe environment, focusing on ROI and efficiency, which I know is top of mind for everyone.
Yes, and is it just Samsung televisions and Samsung products?
It is Samsung smart TVs right now, along with mobile devices and cross-device as well. But more to come.
Okay. Well, I mean, that also says something very positive about the pervasiveness of Samsung products generally, so that's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
And so how does that kind of work with Samsung Ads, and where do you kind of fit into the broader brand umbrella? Is it fairly integrated between what the products are doing, what new products are rolling out, and what you're doing on the ad side?
Absolutely, and even more so now. I mean, our priority and philosophy is still consumers first. So we take that into account when we think about all the services that are on our TVs. How are we amplifying, whether it's enjoyment of entertainment through Samsung TV Plus, which is our #1 fast, free ad-supported TV app on TVs, as well as gaming services, which I'll share more about. But it's all integrated, and we are really focused on how do we simplify the everyday life? How do we make it easier and more enjoyable?
Yeah. Do you think about the phrase TV, like, is that even kind of outdated now? Like, is it just kind of all different screens and we're just watching?
I think it is. I think it's just entertainment in one place, right?
Yeah.
And it's all about being at the fingertips. One of the things I'm most excited about is that we have seen that consumers right now, for entertainment purposes, are actually using their native operating system on smart TVs. So ours is Tizen, which is powered by Tizen. You'll see that phrase a lot this year. And we are really excited to see that it's going to be extending beyond smart TVs. Our Samsung smart TVs and more.
So this is the operating system of the TV, and is it analogous? I mean, when I think about this, I mean, I think a lot of people have probably used the operating system on their TV without thinking, oh, I'm using the operating system.
That's right. It is just the experience as soon as you turn on the TV. It's that intuitive experience where you get discovery of new channels, new opportunities to do gaming as well, which is a big area that we're focused on. And we're just trying to find ways to try to connect more to smart things within your home, which we just announced at our press conference yesterday as well.
And there must be maybe some kind of tension between making that as simple as possible, but also giving them as engaging of an experience as possible, and obviously integrating as many ads as possible, within the realm of what the consumer will, still appreciate.
Oh, these are the hour-long conversations we have. We have engineers and we have designers that are actively looking at this through and throughout.
So you mentioned gaming a few times. I know you've got some interesting things to share there.
I'm so thrilled. So gaming is not only an interesting venture and exciting investment that we're doing, but we launched last year our Samsung Gaming Hub. So Gaming Hub is a game streaming platform. So think of this. My husband at home is a gamer, Turns on the TV and he can game with any favorite controller of his that can connect with Bluetooth. So no consoles, no PCs, no new hardware or downloads, all in one place. And we have some of the biggest names across Xbox and NVIDIA GeForce Now as well.
Got it. So these aren't necessarily games that are just specific to the Samsung gaming
No,
platform.
absolutely not. We are here to bring gaming entertainment to all sorts of players, and we're introducing a lot of gamers. If you think about it, year over year, we have a 20% growth of consumers who are coming to Samsung Smart TVs for gaming purposes. So I'm excited to see how we're going to expand into that next year.
And how do you think about advertising in that context? Are you able to share about how you integrate ads into the gaming realm? And do you think about it in a significantly different way than you might for other kinds of content that aren't as interactive?
Well, the gaming audience is very particular and specific as it relates to their entertainment enjoyment about gaming. I know this through my husband, like I mentioned, but also many friends and our experts in the gaming community. So we need to think about what type of ads and how it's being placed organically, but it doesn't change. I mean, when we think about it, it's still about relevancy, it's about interactivity, and we want to, at the end of the day, make sure that's helpful for brands and consumers alike.
What else are you messaging here at CES? What are you up to here? What are you talking to people about?
Well, Samsung TV Plus has tremendous growth. That again is the #1 fast, free ad-supported TV app on our TVs. We have 250 premium channels, and that's 30 owned and operated as well. I mean, we had a holiday movie hub all the time going on, and we have the kids movie channels that are on it too. But we're seeing that there is just this enjoyable experience. And we recently did a study with Samsung Ads where we saw that nearly 75% of viewers are willing to switch to free or lower cost tier services for that value exchange.
Interesting. And is there something that's new that's happening there where people are just kind of getting sick of the number of different, premium streaming services that they need to bundle together to effectively replicate the old cable model, and now it's just as expensive, if not more so?
Yeah, it's a great question. So what we're focused on right now is making it easy, right? So when you turn on the TV, it's one of the first stops right there. It's easy access, but we're also making it really intuitive. So we're exploring into interactivity, different shoppability of ads, and I think that's going to lend to a better consumer experience as well as for our brands.
That kind of linear TV experience where I'm just going to turn it on and watch whatever's on, is that the experience people can have on your owned and operated channels, some of those premium channels that you're talking about?
Absolutely.
And if so, what do people still get from that? Like, people might assume, oh, everything's just going to go to streaming, everything on demand. Do people just still like the idea of spontaneity, I suppose, or not having to think too hard about what they're going to watch?
We're seeing that. I mean, just being able to turn on the TV, have it on in the background. There are 3 billion hours of viewed Samsung TV Plus programs globally right now. So we're seeing that it's an always-on experience. And then we're also lending into new platforms, new content partners. So I'm excited. We're also seeing that there's a lot of global and national and live television that is being consumed. So I think that's one of the daily activities that we're looking at.
Any other data points that might surprise people that you have access to because you have all of this data? As we head into 2023, anything come to mind?
Well, let's see. We're seeing that 1 in 3 Americans today are using 31% of their free time. So I mean, we're talking about free time is being spent on Samsung devices. And when you think about that holistically in a home, right?
Yeah.
We're not just talking about TVs and mobile devices, we're talking about home appliances, our refrigerators that have absolutely been upgraded and evolutionized this year. So we're excited to see what Smart Hubs and Smart Thing is going to bring for us.
That's a big responsibility in some ways, to be a brand that's in front of so many people for so much of their time. Do you have those conversations or those thoughts like, oh, we could, I imagine, I'll put it this way. I imagine what you're doing is you're building a long-term relationship of trust with the consumer, right?
Absolutely.
And if it's Samsung Ads, if it's Samsung devices, all these things work together. And so I imagine that if you had something that you could do in the short term, some lever that you could pull that would get some great results in the short term, but would turn off people in the long term, I imagine that would be a conversation. And you would
it's
not
a
want to go down
conversation
that
we have
road.
all the time, and we do think about the long term. I mean, not just about what is going to get the short term win, really, but how are we going to become the household name in homes around the world? We're also building relationships with our consumers through not just entertainment, but think about connectivity of your home appliances, your mobile devices, and also just work efficiency, especially in the world that we're in right now. We're remote, we're working efficiently at home, and how do we have all those connect together?
Do you have a vision for the future of work that is, do you have any unique thoughts about that?
I have some thoughts, but maybe more to share at another time on that.
Okay. Certainly. How does it feel to be back in person in Las Vegas?
Oh, it's incredible. I mean, I'm always thrilled to be surrounded by tech and new innovation, but it's also really great to see a lot of new partners and colleagues here in the space. And what's reminding me is that even though we had the pandemic during that time, we've also seen that innovation doesn't stop, especially here at Samsung Ads. We've grown globally across the organization. We've launched our DSP product. We're proving out solutions that are at the lower funnel as well as the upper funnel for marketers. So I think 2023 is absolutely off to a good start.
I know that you're a mentor and supporter of women inside Samsung, inside the organization. Is there something that you would encourage people here at CES to do to be more supportive of women in tech?
Absolutely. Give opportunities. I think the first thing is to just allow and open up opportunities for women of all colors, right, to be able to explore their passions. And for women here at CES, one of the things that I would say is go up and talk to people, meet them. I mean, networking is one of the strongest and still most powerful way of just getting to know one another and to learn about this big, vast industry.
Well, thank you for sharing some of your insights with us today. Cathy Oh, Samsung Ads. We really appreciate it.
Thanks so much, James. Appreciate being here.
And please stick around because so many more great conversations are on the way. I'm James Kotecki. This is CES 2023, and you are in the C Space Studio.